Hello and welcome to tonight's webinar. Once again, I am so excited and so happy that you are here for our webinar. Once again, my name is Sterling McKinley. I am your host. I'm the guy that talks for hours straight all about digital marketing. And once again, I really want your business to win. I want your small business to grow. And, this webinar, the prior webinars and webinars to come are all about that. How you can use digital marketing, how you can use Google's tools and products to make more business for your company, because that's what we all want. That's why we're here, to make more money. So that's my goal tonight. Once again, this webinar is brought to you and presented by the U.S. Black Chambers, and also the good folks at Grow with Google. So once again, just thank you for being here. And like always, I want to get started tonight, just kind of giving an overlay of where we're at. Once again, this whole webinar is called The New Normal, and we're talking about how your business can be active now and in the future, because of this pandemic and the coronavirus, things have changed. Things are now so digital. So in order for your business to grow and flourish both now and in the future, it has to be digital. It has to be social savvy. And that's what we're talking about tonight and on every webinar, because once again, the only way in your business, especially if you're a minority or black in business, you're already fighting so many challenges. The only way that you win is by using digital marketing, because that is the way that people now are choosing to communicate with their businesses. And I give an example always of a few years back, Blockbuster. Once upon a time, Blockbuster was the king of the block. And what happened? This thing called the internet came along, and they ignored the internet. And year after year, Netflix ate away at their customer base. And now Netflix is out of business. Netflix is in business. Sorry, Blockbuster is out of business. So once again, I don't want you to be Blockbuster. I want you to move with technology, to move with customers. I want you to flourish now and also in the future. So it's normal, I like to make sure that we're all here. Tonight we're talking about Go Global with Google's Market Finder. So this is something that you may not have heard of before, but this is a way that you can find more business for your customers. And I don't want to talk too much about this, but this is an awesome tool. And tonight I'm going to walk you through this tool, how you can use it to identify customers, and also different markets that you can sell your products and your services in. So, like always, I want to check in. I want to make sure you're there. So, if you are ready to learn about Google's Market Finder, type global. Once again, if you are ready to learn more about Google's Market Finder, type in global. And once again, as always, when you type in global, I'll be sure to share your comment on the screen with everybody. So who wants to be first? If you're ready to get started and learn more about Google's Market Finder, type in global and we'll get started. Terry, hey, how you doing? Thanks again. Terry says global. Okay, anybody else want to type in global if you're ready to get started? Let me get one more and then we'll get started. Anybody else global? I hope so. You can't be regional or local. You need to be global. So if anybody else is global, type in global when we get started. George, thank you, sir. George says global. All right, thank you. So the reason I said global is things are changing now. And what I mean by that is, especially since the pandemic and we're in this new digital economy, there's no boundaries, there's no borders. And if you're only selling to your local market, your local customers in your city or your state, even this country, you're losing out, because the internet has made things global. Think about this webinar right now. I'm not sure where you are, but people tune in from Chicago, Texas, California, everywhere. And then this webinar is recorded, it's on YouTube, and people from all over the world can see this message. So What the internet has done is breaking down borders. You can post a video on Instagram or on Facebook, a message, and anybody can see it across the world. So that's why you have to begin to think global. Because once again, just looking at your market, looking at your city, that's not how you go global. So if you're only focusing on the people that are in your town or your city, you're missing out. The world is large, and the internet, Google, these products and services have made the world smaller. So now you can reach anybody in the world with your products and your service. So once again, don't focus only on your local marketplace. You have the world. The world's at your fingertips. And that's something I really want to just key on. You know, when I talk about Google and digital marketing, all those things, this thing is global. This thing is big. So once again, I like to say you are at a time in history like none other. I think this is the greatest age ever for a small business owner. Because now we have the internet. You have the ability from your home computer, from your mobile device, to talk to millions of people in one single time. That is amazing. And many times for free. Digital marketing is very low cost. Sometimes it costs nothing. Now, you can pay if you want to use Google Ads and services like that. But for the most part, the internet is free. Digital marketing is free. So once again, now for free, you have the ability to reach an untapped opportunity, untapped clientele. So that's why you have to think global. And once again, you don't want to get tunnel vision. You don't want to just focus on, you know, what you have now and what you can see, but the world right now is at your fingertips. The world can be your customer. So once again, that's why Google's tool, Google Market Finder, is so important, because once again, it's going to help you understand how you can take your product nationally, internationally, and also globally. So once again, thank you for everybody checking in and saying global. I definitely appreciate that. So getting back to the slides. So tonight's agenda, don't be kind of turned off. There's a lot of things here, but it's going to be really broken down in chunks. So the first thing we're going to talk about is why you have to export. So once again, when you hear the word export, don't get scared. We're just talking about, you know, selling products or services. Those can be virtual products. Those can be physical products. We'll talk about why you have to start thinking with a global mindset. Next, we're going to go over what we talked about. We're going to go over Google's Market Finder, how you can use this tool to identify new markets where you can sell your products and services. Next, I'm going to break down the tool for you. So I'm going to log in and we're going to do a test. I'm going to show you, you know, click by click. I'm going to share my screen and show you how to explore markets, how to figure out how to plan your operations, and also how to market your business as well. And of course, finally, I'm going to recap, where I'm going to recap everything I said, and I'm going to give you a few resources that you can use. Tracy, thanks for joining us again. A little late, but late is better than never. So Tracy says global. Yes, global. Global is a way to go. You cannot think just local. You have to think global. And once again, the internet has provided everybody the ability to go global. You know, it's called the World Wide Web for a reason. Why? Because the world is on there. So you have the ability to talk to so many people. So once again, I don't want you to think just about your local market. Think about the world and how you can serve the world and sell your products to more people. So the first topic is why export. And I said it before, you know, I think as business owners, we get, you know, in this mindset of thinking locally, thinking about a city or a town. But once again, there's so much opportunities out there that I believe as small business owners, we are overlooking. Why? Because we haven't been exposed to that. And truthfully, in the past, it's been really hard to think nationally and think globally. But once again, the internet and Google now has provided you the chance at low cost to be able to go globally with your products or your services. So we're going to talk about more about why you should export and why you should think about selling globally. So I have a stat here, and I love my stats, but this stat says here $541 billion in exports were generated in 2006. Okay, say it again, $541 $41 billion. Saying all that, there's a lot of money out here. There are so many customers out here. So once again, when you open yourself up to selling nationally or internationally, there's so many more customers you have, so many more opportunities. So once again, thinking global, thinking big is going to grow your business. So once again, thinking that way is going to expose you to more business owners and to more customers. And like I always said, it's all about visibility. So if you're just being seen in the local market, only a small amount of people are seeing you. But if you go state, if you go regional, if you go national, international, you are increasing the chances that you make more sales and more money for your business. So that's why you really want to think about exporting and think about selling your product and service on the global marketplace. This stat here, I think really just drives it home. And it says that 96% of the world's consumers live outside the U.S. I'll say it again. This time I won't stutter. 96% of the world's consumers live outside of the U.S. 96%. That's a huge number. And, I go back again. We think that the U.S. is number one. This is the only place in the world. No, but the U.S. is relatively small. The world is huge. So most of your customers don't live in the United States. So that's why you have to think globally. I mean, they're in Africa, they're in Europe, they're in Asia, they're in South America, they're all over the world. So once again, most of your customers are not in the US, okay? They're all throughout the world. And so if you're only focusing on the US or only focusing on your city or state, you are facing more competition. And what Google's Market Finder does, I'm going to show you later, it allows you to identify places. And you can look at a place, you can see how many business owners or customers are there, and you can also get an idea of the competition in that place. So what I'm saying, if you're fighting for business sales in your state, in your town, your region, that's fine. That's great. You can then find another place where there's more of your customers and less competition, and you can sell more products and services there. So once again, you can have the best product, the best service, the price, whatever. Maybe you're just targeting the wrong people. Maybe you're targeting the wrong region. So something simple as just finding out what areas you target that are different can make a huge difference for your business. So once again, that's what Google's Market Finder does. It lets you identify places and customers that are going to be easier for you to compete in and easier to make sales in for your business. And that's something that we all want. So what can it do for your business? I've kind of already said it, but I'll do it again. So thinking globally, selling overseas and across the world, it can make you more profitable. It can make you more competitive and more innovative. And I said already, once again, naturally, if more people are seeing your business, you have the opportunity to make more sales. Once again, if you talk to 10 business owners, you might make one sale. Great. If you talk to 100 business owners, you make 10 sales. So the more customers, the more eyeballs on your business, the better. Next, I talked about being more competitive. Once again, so many companies are already selling internationally. You now can join them. You now can compete with those companies. And that's what I love about Google. That's what I love about internet. And in many ways, the internet has leveled the playing field. It doesn't matter where you're at in the world. It doesn't matter if you're a big company or a small company. If you have a nice website, if you're on social media, if you have an email list, if you're on Google, My Business and these services, you can compete with large companies. So the internet has made it easy to compete with large companies. So fine, you don't have a large budget. That's fine. You can take your $500 a month. You can set up a campaign. You can target the right people for your product and service and make money that way. So once again, targeting people around the world in different regions is going to make you more competitive. And once again, that's something that we all can do and all benefit from. Next, it can make you more innovative. Naturally, when you start to think globally, you just think differently. You think about new ideas, new strategy, new pricing. So just thinking globally is going to help your business, not only globally, but also here at home. Next, what it does is it boosts your profile once again at home and also internationally. And I just said that once again, when you begin to think global, you think differently. You think about new ideas, you think about new products and new services. But once again, only being focused on your home market is really small. You want to think with a global mindset to have more opportunities to reach more customers. And the last one, it creates a larger footprint. And that goes back once again to visibility. I believe the companies that are winning are the most visible. People have to see you. You have to be out there. So once again, if you have a website, if you're on the World Wide Web, if you're on social media, if you're using Google's tools and services, you're being seen by more people. And that's a better chance that somebody's going to find your business and choose to do business with you. So once again, that is why you have to start thinking globally and just not about your local region or where you're at. So I've been talking a lot. Now let me ask you a question. And once again, the question I'm going to ask you, I want you to type in the response in the chat box. So think about your business. What would your business benefit by exporting? Think about that. Would your business benefit by exporting? Once again, that can be a physical service or that can be a physical product or a virtual service. Can your business benefit by exporting? Just type in yes or no quickly and let's see. Can your business benefit by exporting? I think the answer is obvious, but I'll wait before I talk. Type in the comment box, would your business benefit by exporting? All right, waiting on some comments. Who will be first? Type in yes or no if your business will benefit by exporting. Somebody has to type in their answer. I'm not doing it anymore until I get one answer. No, but that's all right. So I'll answer the question for you. So, yes, I believe every business can benefit from exporting. Once again, that could be a physical product or that can be a virtual service. Everybody can benefit from exporting. I see some comments here. I see Terry. She says, I think so. Yeah. And I think Terry, you're in a good place here. So, yes, it does depend on what you're selling, if it might work or not. But if it's something you haven't thought about, maybe it is there. Maybe you can create a product, create a service you can sell internationally. So that could be a service, consulting services. That could be something like that, where you set up somebody on Zoom or Skype and you consult them about a product. Think about that. Once again, just sit down and think about ways. Think about products you have now or what you can create that you can sell internationally, that you can sell nationally. Think about things you can sell that are outside of your target region. Tracy says, no, I'm surprised. No, okay. Then he says, oh, yes, the virtual service. Okay, yeah, great. So, once again, I think it just takes sitting down and just thinking. And, that's really what Google's Finder does. Google's Market Finder does. It will give you just ideas of ways you can sell your products internationally. 'Cause once again, it may be something you haven't thought about. But once again, selling online is definitely the way to go. There are some servers, there's some products you can sell online that you can sell in a global marketplace. So it's something you really just have to think about, and it may be something you can sell online. Next question, what products and what services could you offer? So once again, this is that time to kind of think about it. So I'll just sit here and wait. But with Terry or Tracy, think about what products or what services potentially that you could offer if you were to export nationally or internationally. Great. So Terry responded. She said, I can absolutely set up for an international market. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Anybody can. I mean, even if you sell pets, fine. You can't ship a dog or cat internationally, but you can create a service, something virtual, to where you can sell it internationally. So think outside the box. Think about, once again, I want to hear from you. Type in the comments what products and what services can you offer that you can sell internationally or nationally. Okay, Tracy says my empowerment program. Yeah, I agree. Um, any kind of program, any kind of consultation, service of coaching, that can be done virtually. It can be done internationally. So once again, those are great things to do. Anything that you're using video or any kind of program or course, that can be done internationally. So that's a great comment, Tracy. Anybody else want to type in what products or services they could offer? Okay, well, that's a good start. And I think you're starting to think about what I'm saying now. Once again, it can be a physical product or a virtual service. That can be a consultation, that can be a webinar, a video, that can be a course, that could be a training program. Anything like that is virtual. You know, you can sell that not only in local market, but to people in other states and other countries as well. So something you just had to think about. What can you sell outside of your target market? And I'll give you an example. So for years, my services have been digital in a sense. I designed websites for a while and I did speaking as well. And, you know, before the pandemic shut the world down, I would go around the country and the world talking about digital marketing, just like this. And I would say, man, I wish I had something to leave there with the people. So, what did I do last year? Last year, I wrote a book. In that book, I've sold thousands of copies. That book's on Amazon. It's at Target. It's in Walmart. Other places virtually. So anybody around the world now buys a book. I get orders from Australia. I've gotten orders from the United Kingdom, from Canada, Mexico, everywhere. So once again, even if you don't have something you can sell, think about something you can sell virtually. And once again, that can be selling a product on Amazon. That can be selling a product on Facebook. That can be selling a product anywhere. Think about something you can create if you don't have a product or service you can sell internationally. Think about some way like I did. You can take your expertise on any topic and write a book. You can write a ebook. You can write articles about your product or your service. So any way that you can kind of take information and put that in a form where people can buy is great. Also, my book, I recorded my book, and my book is also on Audible. So once again, you can buy my book on Amazon. You can have the digital book, or you can get the audio book as well. So once again, just think about different ways you can sell your products and your services. I'm pretty sure if you just sit down and you make a list, what can I sell outside of my target market? You can come up with plenty of things that you can sell. So you definitely just want to do some homework and think about things you can sell internationally and also globally. Terry here has a comment. She says, I'm adding social media management services to my consulting portfolio, but I never thought about selling globally. It would be easy to incorporate. Yeah, it really would be. It's really easy to incorporate, but it's one of those things that if you haven't thought about that you just can't do. So I'll share a quick story real quick about how I went internationally, and then we'll get back to the webinar. So my story quickly. For years, I've been speaking here in the United States. I've been so many states. I mean, I've been in Chicago. I've been to Detroit. I've been in Texas. I've been in North Carolina. I've been in Maryland. I've been in D.C. I've been to California, Philadelphia. I've been in so many places. But until about 2 years ago, I've never been outside of the country. So one day, I was approached by a company to give a talk. One in Barbados, and the other one was in the Cayman Islands. And let me tell you, it was a life-changing experience for me. Just getting on a plane and flying outside the country was just different, and doing it for business. And it really helped me just to kind of think bigger for the first time. So I remember getting off that plane. I remember being so nervous about talking different country. Barbados was the country, beautiful country, great people, but I was so nervous, that when I talked on stage, that they wouldn't get my jokes, they wouldn't get my examples, but it went great. It was one of the great experiences I had as a speaker. It was wonderful. And, the next time I spoke was in the Cayman Islands. And that also was a great experience. And once again, it got me thinking about this global. I said, why was I so focused on competing with everybody else in the United States? I mean, when I spoke in Barbados, I was a rock star. I got out there with my suit on and, all my humor and knowledge, and it was great. So once again, selling internationally is something that if you haven't thought about, you probably won't do. But thinking internationally, just different. And, when I was in Barbados, I thought about, hey, I need a book. Then I came home and I wrote a book. So once again, exposing yourself to a larger marketplace, is just the way to go. Because once again, the more people that can learn about you, that can see your products and services, the more money you're going to make. So once again, that's my story. You definitely want to go international if you can, because it's the way to go. Only competing with everybody here in the United States or in your state is not the way to go. The world is big. Don't get closed in. I'm going to preach real quick. But I feel like as people, we put ourselves in these boxes. I'm only a speaker. I'm only a teacher. I'm only a writer. I can only do this. I can only make this amount of money. I can only sell here. But no, the truth are there's no limits. There's no limits to what you can do, to what you can sell, and what you can be. The only limit is really your mindset. So that's what I mean. When you take the time to think, what if? What could I do differently? What could I do bigger? That's when you go to find so many things that have been right there all along that you just overlooked. And you say, wow, that's something I can sell here in the States, and I can sell also on the global marketplace. So once again, the only limit is yourself. We put ourselves into these little boxes. We can only do this, but we can do so many more things. So I think it's really important being to think internationally, being to think globally, because the world is not the U.S. The world is not Maryland or D.C. or Virginia or whatever. The world is big. We are just this. You have to think about this. And I said the stat earlier, 96% of your consumers, the world consumers, live outside of the United States. 96%. So once again, if you're focusing on just here in the United States, you're losing out. You're ignoring so many more customers that could be benefiting from your products or your services. So saying all that, you have to find ways to go international. So I'm done preaching. I hope that wasn't too much. So getting back to the slides. So I've been talking now for about a half hour. We're gonna get really into Google's Market Finder now, but let me know how I'm doing from 1 to 5. 5, I'm doing awesome. Give me a 5 if I'm doing great. Give me a 0 if I'm doing terrible and I need some help. So if you're enjoying this and I'm doing great, give me a 5. And Tracy says, I am indeed global international. Yes, I love that. Tracy says 5. Thank you, Tracy. No. Yeah, 5. Or is that a 6? Let me see. Oh, a 6. All right, thank you. Anybody else? How am I doing? So, once again, I always want to check in, and I'll say this before I go on, that once again, this webinar is about you. The more questions and comments you have, the better. And I understand that this topic is a little different. It's probably something that you haven't thought about, so it might be less questions, but that's fine. Still, if you have any questions about digital marketing, about selling globally, feel free to just type in those questions, and I'll do my best to answer those. Terry, give me 5. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so moving on. What is Market Finder? I've been talking a lot about Market Finder tonight, and as a matter of fact, I'm not going to tell you much about it. I'm going to play a video about it, and then after the video, we're going to talk more about Market Finder and how you can use it in your business. So sit tight, watch this video. I think it's about 3 minutes. After it's done, we'll talk about Market Finder, and then we'll actually log into Market Finder, and I'll take you through and show you how you can use it for your business to find new markets that you can target. So hold on, give me just 1 second.
Your products to. Market Finder uses Google's unique data insights to help businesses make informed decisions about international growth in a matter of seconds. John has founded a juice store. Market Finder can help John to discover potential export markets, develop a marketing strategy, and understand the operations of every step. John gets started by entering his website URL. Market Finder scans the website and identifies relevant categories for John's markets based on the products that he can export. Combining the product categories with Google's unique data insights and search volume metrics, Market Finder selects the 3 markets with the highest export potential for John's business. John creates and completes his profile, selecting and confirming the key export markets in order to delve deeper into the metrics and logistics of each one. John explores the market insights to discover key information about each market, such as the country, economic, and online profile. Using Market Finder, John can easily compare each potential market to his current one. The insights can show how much people earn on average and the number of monthly searches for juices, as well as the ease of doing business in that market and the logistics of exporting. This information allows John to benchmark each market against his existing one and plan his market export strategy. John has analysed the potential new markets for JuiceBiz and now wants to plan his operations. John uses Market Finder to understand which payment.
All right, so that video was a little long, longer than I remember. So I'm gonna take over from here. So I'm gonna show you now how to use Market Finder. So I'm gonna use 2 sites. Tracy, I'm using your website. I'm gonna show you how to do that. If you don't mind, I'm gonna use your website example. Terry, if you want to, type in your web address in the comments, and I also will do a review of your website and show you how Google Market Finder works. So once again, Terry, I'm going to review your, Tracy, 2 T's. Tracy, I'm going to review your website, and Terry, if you want to, type in your web address in the comments, and I'll do a live example of your website as well. All right, so Terry, Tracy, I keep messing up. Tracy, have your site here. I did a review a few weeks back on your site for our website webinar. So I'm going to use your site again if you don't mind. So take your URL right here and just copy it. So we're going to go right now to the site, which is marketfinder.think, grow with Google. If you want to find it, just type in Google Market Finder, and it'll come up. So let's get started. So let's just click right here to get started. So the first thing is we're gonna do a test, and this is what I talked about earlier. So maybe you're new to selling internationally. So before we get started, what it does is it's gonna do a test, and you're gonna put in your website address, and it's gonna show you what potential opportunities are out there for you. So we're gonna go through first, Tracy, and use your website. So we're gonna type in right here. .com. Click get started. We're gonna skip this part. And right now it's going through your website and it's looking at your text, your pages, your content, your services, and it's going to give you recommendations on what you can sell globally. So once again, this is an easy way to identify what products and service you currently have that you can sell on international scale. So while this is loading, once again, Tracy, if you want to share your website, I'm sorry, Tracy, I keep saying Tracy. Terry, share your website address and I'll do it for you. So the next question it asks, how many countries is your business currently operating in? So for right now, I'm just going to guess and say we're not doing any business abroad. Click that, hit next here. Says how keen is your business on it to expand abroad? So let's give you a 4, Tracy. A 4, hit next. Next question, what is the overall financial position of your business? Let's say that here's one. It has funds for potential expansion. Really quick, I want to make sure you're still there. If you can hear me, type in yes. I'm going to make sure that you can still hear me. If you can hear me, just type in yes. I was having problems earlier today with my microphone. I want to make sure that you all can hear me. Tracy or Terry, anybody that's on the webinar, if you can hear me, just type in yes. Okay, great. Appreciate that. So I'll keep going. So your website is in English. Let's hit next. It says which payments are available on your website. Tracy, I believe your site that you accept credit cards as well. I know you sell several products on your website. So I choose credit card, debit card. Let's hit next here. And then it says, can your business track the progress of customer online orders? And I hit yes, because once again, I know you have a shopping platform on your website, so I'm pretty sure you can track orders. So let's hit yes again. Okay, now once again, Market Finder is going to your website, looking at your pages, your products and services, and it's going to tell you what opportunities you have to go internationally. Takes a few seconds to go to your website, and it's going to export an overview. You can have it emailed to you, or you can print it out, and it's going to give you kind of tips and strategies on things you can do to take your business internationally. Okay, great. So it give you a score. It gives you a score from 0 to 100. So it says your business is 53% ready to sell abroad. It's okay. That's pretty good. It says you're definitely ready to begin your consulting. I'm sorry, begin your journey. So let's go to look at the score here. So the first one we have here is general assessment is stable. So this says an assessment of your overall export readiness is based on such factors as your motivation to export and your international skills. So this is based mostly off the questionnaire that we filled out in the beginning. So you got a 50% score on that. The next thing gives you is your competitive position. And once again, this is looking to see if your business is competitive. Do your service and products match up against other like-minded companies? And once again, it's giving you a stronger score on that, so that's good. Let's see more of the, yeah, so it's saying that the demand for your products, Tracy, is strong. It says the demand in your category is high. Be sure to monitor the top 3 countries where the need is greatest. So it's saying already the top 3 countries for your product and service, Tracy, is going to be United States, followed by Japan and France as well. So we'll get more of the country later, but once again, this was so easy. Just typing in your web address, typing in a few questions, it's looking at your site. It's saying, hey, by looking at your products and your services, these are the countries that you should target to sell your products. So super easy, and it's free. So definitely, I want everybody after this webinar to search for Google Market Finder, and you can find this. Yeah. See your comment, Tracy. Yeah, I agree. You're halfway there. I mean, and once again, that's what's great about thinking different. You're already there. This is something that you probably haven't thought about before or thought about a lot, but you're already there. So some simple tweaks on your website, on your marketing strategy, you can take your business globally. So yeah, I agree, Tracy. You're already halfway there. And the next one down here, it says operational abilities. It says that you are stable. So that's good. So it says right here, your website seems to be translated in the right language for 75% of your sales. So once again, your website is of course good in the US. It can be read if somebody's in Japan or also in France. So the saying is good for that. So it's also saying that you want to have your website available in different languages. So I think Tracy used WordPress. So WordPress has different plugins you can install that you can have translators on your website. So just Google translators for a WordPress plugin. And the way it works is there's a little drop down on top of your screen. And if somebody clicks on that translator thing, menu will drop down and somebody can view your site in French, Japanese, and so on. So you're doing good, but definitely look into that feature. Once again, just search for WordPress translator plugin and you can find something that way. But so far, so good. In your next one, we have down here is marketing performance score. Once again, they rate you is stable. So yeah, this says your international organic traffic is weak, and that's to be expected. Why? Because it's something that you haven't invested a lot in. But simple things you can do is add different keywords. We talked about landing pages to your website. So I read to you here. It says increase your global brand awareness to maximize your marketing performance and reach new internet customers. YouTube is a great place to start. It can help build more customers. So yeah, we talked about YouTube. YouTube after Google is the #2 search engine. So creating videos on YouTube, being on Google, once again, is good because you're seen by a wider audience, a wider, a wider potential customer base. So once again, you're doing good, Tracy. So we're gonna go through some more on your website, but you did pretty good. You have a 53% out of 100, so you're good. I'm not gonna do it, Tracy, but if you want to, you can always just type in your web address, your email address here, and it will email you a copy of this report that you can refer back to later. So let's go back, show you some more features of Google Market Finder. So now we took the first step. We said, hey, my business can actually be sold internationally. And that's really the first step.
Google's free Market Finder tool.
The first step is just identifying you have the potential. So now, Tracy, that we did the first step, we ran the test to see how ready you are to export. Now we can take a deep dive, and it's going to give us more information on how you can target different people in different countries. So let's get back to that and learn more. So right here it says dive into new markets. So make this a little bigger so you can see it. Right here it says dive into new markets, and let's just click this arrow. And once again, we have to enter your website address. So it's going to copy that and put it in here and hit continue. So once again, you can see this is all very easy to do. I mean, just simply just putting in your website address. Hopefully you already have a Google account. If you do, you can sign up for your Google account already and get started, but super simple to do and free as well. So definitely want to do it. So let's hit continue to find out more. So what it's doing now is pulling categories from your website that potentially you could use to sell internationally. So the categories it pulled is massage and relaxation services, spa, and medical services. And for some reason it says pet food and treats. So I don't think you sell pet food and treats, but let's take that off. So those are three categories now that you can target. And once again, I'll say one more thing too. The great thing now about the internet is I don't care what you sell. I do it for my company now, just like this. I do virtual consultations for people all over the world. So once again, if you're in natural medicine, if you're doing social media, if you're doing any of those things, you can do a simple service. You can have a place on your website where somebody can sign up, they can book a virtual consultation like this. You can charge $500, whatever, per hour and consult somebody on what it is that you do. So I don't care what business you have. One of the easiest you can do is to do a consultation that you can do on Skype, that you can do using Google Hangouts. That's free. You can charge for that. So that's one easy way to start selling now outside your local market, is to do a video consultation. So let's confirm the categories. Now it says, where do you want to sell? Within the US or globally? All right, Tracy, I'll let you choose. What do you want to sell? In the US or globally? Just let me know within the US or globally. Then I'll choose and we'll show what's next. So Tracy, where do you want to sell? Do you want to sell internationally, globally, or do you want to sell within the US? Look at Tracy. Tracy says, I want to sell globally. All right, that's good. And I'll say this before I move on. So once again, yes, we're talking about selling globally, but even selling internationally is a big win. Selling outside of your city, outside of your state is a big win. So you don't always have to be selling, within another country. You can still sell here in the U.S., but we're going to choose to sell globally. So let's go back and choose that. And once again, your top recommended countries are going to be Japan, Germany, and the United Kingdom. So once again, this is done by Google Finder, just looking at your website and saying, hey, these are the countries where, based on your website information, where you may have the most chance of selling your product or your service. Really quick, let me check in. So I think this is new and exciting, but if you find this helpful, once again, just type in helpful. This is, encouraging you to look at new markets. Just type in helpful or type in yes. Then I'll finish up. We have about 12 minutes to go. But let me know if this is something that, is exciting to you. If so, just type in yes, and we'll keep going from there. So let me hear back from you. If this is exciting, is this getting you excited about selling nationally and globally? So Tracy says yes, helpful. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Is this helpful? Is this inspiring you to start thinking, different ways to sell, make money, not only in your state or your city, but nationally and internationally? If so, just type in yes. Okay, I've never typed in yes. Appreciate that. All right, so going back to it, it says Japan, Germany, and United Kingdom. So if you hover over each one of the countries, it gives you a breakdown. So for Japan, it says potentially there are 9.5 million searches in this country for your product. 9.5 million. That's a huge number. Once again, and it's saying the average income is $31,000 there. Ease of doing business is 29. So that's a little on the low side, but once again, 9.5 million people. So I guess holistic type services are really popular in Japan. So it's something that you may want to think about because once again, there seems to be a customer base there. The next one is Germany. There's 7.5 searches there. Average household income is about 39,000, and easy doing business is a little easier. It's coming in at 22. So once again, something you may want to think about. Even if you're starting to run ads on social media or on Google, maybe you target Japan, maybe you target Germany. Once again, you don't know. There could be a total marketplace that you're overlooking just because simply you haven't thought about going internationally. So you definitely want to try out Google Market Finder. The next one, United Kingdom, there's about 8 million searches here. After this comes about 32,000, and it rates 8th on ease of doing business. So it's easy to do business there. So that's good. So once again, Japan, Germany, United Kingdom are all good markets for you. So definitely take time to look about that. And if you want to, this map here is interactive. You can just scan over countries, and it'll show you what countries, and you can see more about what country what they rank. Like here in Africa, some of their countries as well, in Europe and Russia and Asia, and Canada. So once again, it gives you a complete profile and lets you know where in the U.S. in the world you may have a better chance of doing business and making sales. Okay. So now this part, you have to complete your profile to find out more. So once again, I'm just going to type in my name, Tracy, as a domain name, so I can go to the next step. And sign up with Google. Let's start talking about. Hopefully, you already have a Google account. I do. I'll just hit allow, and let's go to the next page. All right, now this page breaks down a little bit more about it. So once again, you can see the countries as far as rank, and you go all the way down to 1 to 10, and you can view more as well. So let me show you some more of the features. So the dashboard is where we first started. That shows you your top, countries, and you can see all the countries on the map. The next one is the Explore Markets. So let's talk about that some more. So when you go to Explore Market tab, this gets a little more in depth. You can add a potential market here, and you can see kind of how you rank again. So once again, if you were to select Japan as a potential market, hit confirm. It gives you kind of now more detailed insights on that country. So once again, they could show you the monthly searches, U.S. versus Japan. It's going to give you an idea of how hard it is to bid on ads. And if you can see this here, this is very, very key. So it's saying here in U.S. that you have high competition when it comes to selling online, but the competition in Japan is medium. So once again, I can't guarantee this, but what it's showing is that there's less competition in the market. So potentially, if you sell in this market, you could dominate. Where here in the U.S., it's going to be a little harder for you to make more sales within this in this country. So something to think about. Once again, it breaks down their disposable income. United States, 50K, 31K for Japan. So once again, it gives you more insight into that country and what may work for it. And once again, you can kind of break it down more. Let me zoom out so you can see this. So you have a country profile, the breakdown, the population size as well, language spoken as well, currency. So you can really get deep into what that country is. You can find all about demographics, the age range, all that stuff. So once again, this is really key before you make a decision to invest and try to sell in another country. You want to do that research at homework to make sure that it's going to be a good place for you to sell in. Also, it has the economic breakdown as well, online profile, and also logistics as well. The next area I want to talk about is the operational area. So this is going to give you more insight into customer care, uh, talent recruitment. If you have to pay taxes in the area, what Google Finder is doing is it's not doing it for you, but it's telling you what things you could consider, what things you should use to prepare to make sure you're ready to sell on a national stage. So you definitely want to take time just to go through this. The last section is the market your business section. This is going to tell you how you can market your business globally, whether that's running ads on YouTube, running ads on Google, and so on. This is going to give you more insight onto making a global strategy. And I'll end on that. Going globally is you want to have a strategy. And Google Market Finder is a start. To
Google's free market finder.
playing that video. Google Market Finder is a start to starting that strategy. So you want to start strategizing, thinking about how you can target another location. So if that's adding a page to your website, if that's adding a new service, a new product, start thinking about that. And like I said, one thing that everybody can do, I believe everybody on the call is an expert in whatever your field is. You can start to offer virtual consultations on your website, and you can sell those, in your city, in your state, through the U.S. or in another country. So that's a simple way, once again, to sell internationally. So we kind of had to breeze through it, but once again, if you want to learn more, just Google Market Finder, and I showed you it's really easy to do. Just type in your website, and it will tell you different ways you can market internationally. So we're about to end now, but do me a favor. If you like this, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, hit the like button for me. Once again, if you're on Facebook, on YouTube, and this has been helpful, hit the like button for me. If you do that, I'll be really appreciate that. So once again, before we end, has this been helpful? If so, type in 5. If it hasn't been, type in 0. But if you found this helpful, type in 5. Hit the like button. Let me hear back from you if you know if you found this helpful at all. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. So once again, if you want to learn more about Google's Market Finder, go to g.co Market Finder, and you can find more about planning and researching and how to identify what markets to go internationally. And I said it before, the world is big. The world has no borders. If you're only thinking about your local market, your country, your state, the U.S., you're missing out on so many customers. I go back to what I said earlier. 96% of the world's consumers live outside of the United States. 96%. That's a huge number. So you have to start to think globally. You have to start thinking internationally, nationally, because once again, if you're only targeting your area that you're around every day, you're missing out on so much opportunity. So once again, Google Market Finder is a free, easy way that you can learn more. You can find out what areas you can target around the world, around the country, that you can sell more products and more information for your company. So once again, definitely check out Google Market Finder. Definitely a great way to learn more about that. So once again, thank you for your time. Tonight, it's been great talking with you again. Our next webinar is going to be on this coming Thursday. You definitely want to tune in for our next webinar. We're going to be talking about Google Marketplace, talking about Gmail, talking about Google Drive, talking about Google Calendar. So we've been talking for every week about how to get customers, and I'm going to show you how you can use Google Suite of free processing tools to manage those customers. Once again, I use a lot of Google tools to manage my customers. All of my slides you see are done in Google Slides. I use Gmail, of course. I use Google Calendars a lot. I use Sheets, all that stuff. So tune in on next Tuesday. Tune in on Thursday at 5 p.m. and we're going to go through how you can use those tools to manage your customers and to run your business better. So once again, my name is Sterling McKinley. I want you to win. If you have any questions, feel free to email those to me. And also join us again on Thursday at 5 p.m. for our next webinar. Invite a friend. The more, the merrier. So once again, thank you for your time, and I will see you here on Thursday at 5 p.m. Take care.